Next on, so there are three new startups every second. There are three new startups launched globally every second, making up for 11,000 startups per hour, or 25, 90 to 100 per day. In the US alone, that number is much lower and usually averages at 3 per minute. It's like amazing statistics. So today we have around 8 startups coming to the spotlight. Along with the startups, we have two senior mentors, Araga Periyanan and Krish Ramakrishnan of Blue Jeans by Verizon, sitting right beside the startups, mentoring them, asking them, teaching them. So let's go into the startup showcase. For that, I would like to bring Sri Ramasamy. Infinilytics provides SaaS-based AI solution to the insurance industry. Sri, let me bring Krish and Aragu also to the stage. Welcome, Krish and Aragu. Happy to have you. Aragu, you are on mute. Just want you to know. The stage is yours, Sri. I will be. You have 5 minutes. It's 2:48 now. You have 5 minutes. I'll be keeping the counter. I'll come on when there are any questions from the audience or anyone. Stage is yours.
Can you see my screen?
Not yet.
Not yet. There you go. Perfect.
The audience can see your screen now. Please go on to presentation mode if you would like to.
Okay. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. Yes, you are clear.
Okay. Thank you for having me here. I'm going to get started. Did you know that more than 80% of the insurance data is in unstructured format, and more than 75% of the time is spent on manually organizing and analyzing this data for patterns and insights? This contributes to process inefficiencies along with fraud and litigation that is costing the insurance industry more than $150 billion each year just in the United States. These are passed on to you and I as increased premiums and decreased coverages. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Sri Ramaswamy, and I'm the founder and CEO of Infinilytics. At Infinilytics, excuse me, we offer SaaS-based artificial intelligence solutions to the insurance industry. We have created the very first industry's pre-built insights engine that delivers insights and patterns from a variety of data sources within minutes. Gartner also recognizes the insights engine as a separate quadrant in their September 2019 report. The key takeaway is the insights engine is a very integral component of any company's digital transformation, which is the need of the hour for the insurance industry today. There is a rising staffing gap and people leaving with immense amount of knowledge. That is also contributing to the process inefficiencies. And this is exactly why we brought in a team of industry experts that collectively contribute more than 130 years of combined insurance knowledge into our pre-built insights engine. I myself come from the insurance industry and have launched 2 solutions prior to starting Infinilytics. Our pre-built insights engine is offered to customers in 2 different ways. One is a web application, the way you're seeing it here, or as an API. 4 simple steps in starting the process: load the structured and unstructured data directly into our backend or through an API, and search using very simple Google-like search terms, as you're seeing here, and discover patterns. A claims manager, for example, can leverage these patterns and also can dig deeper into the individual claims that shows these patterns and very quickly assign them to their senior adjusters, thus removing process inefficiencies and keeping the workflow moving smoother. The underwriting manager can leverage these patterns in pricing their new businesses and their renewals in a very profitable way. This is exactly how one of our customers from last 3 years has been leveraging our pre-built insights, both in the claims and in the underwriting side. They've been leveraging our pre-litigation insights and patterns to manage their portfolio profitably and thus increasing their underwriting profits. We went live with them in less than a month, and this was only possible because of our pre-built repository of insights. This is exactly what separates us from the rest of our competition. Our insights, our pre-built insights today supports 5 lines of the insurance business. And this was possible because of all the different projects and pilots that collectively contributed to more than 35 million claims on which we were able to trade. And this helped us create a growing repository of 3,000 plus claim insights and patterns. Today, we have integrated our insights into 2 channel partners' claim workflows and are beginning to co-sell. Within few weeks of our search analytics dashboard, which you just saw before, within few weeks of that, we have already gathered more than 6 qualified prospects. Our customer of 3 years has gone from 1 contract to 2 contracts and currently is about $180,000 in ARR. With every customer, we are growing our repository to a very rich set of insights and patterns. And this is what is going to make us the Google for insurance insights. We are going to do this in 2 different ways, through our low-cost search analytics dashboard and partnering with channel partners and integrating our insights into the claims workflows. And this helps us expand our market base. This is an $80 billion market opportunity, and we are starting with the United States property and casualty, 1,400 insurance companies. 2 different revenue channels will help us get to this. Ladies and gentlemen, we are raising a $250K bridge round. We are 28% through that at this time, and this will help us acquire 2 to 3 customers by the end of 2020 and also position us very well for a $3 million raise by the first quarter of 2021. It will also help us support, and we do this by accelerating through the 30-day free trials that will not only help us with quick conversions, but will also continue to grow our repository of insights and giving us many more land and expand use cases. Please join me in my mission to become the Google for insurance insights. Thank you very much. My name is Sri Ramaswamy, and I'm the founder and CEO of Infinlytics. I'm here available for questions.
So can I ask the first question, Krish? So how long does it take for you to, when a customer expresses interest, how long does it take for them to actually implement this on site and get meaningful results?
This is a cloud-based solution, so they can upload all of their data, and within 1 week, using our pre-trained insights, they can leverage, at least the initial insights. And then if they have any unstructured data like documents, letters, or emails, anything else that they're trying to bring, our pre-trained insights will do 55% of the training already. 55% of the implementation is fast-tracked because of our pre-trained insights. So within about 2 weeks, they will be able to fully see within the 5 lines of business that we talked about. And that's why, the implementation is very quick. Within 2 weeks, they can be live.
Thank you.
Right. Yeah. So just follow up to that. I mean, obviously today, you want to do this all cloud based. I mean, that's the right approach. But this is the crown jewels of each of these insurance companies in terms of getting the data to you. So I would encourage you to spend a lot of time making sure that when you go through your security reviews and all of that type of compliance, that you are ready with answers, based on experience, so that you make them feel comfortable. I mean, the more you invest in that area, I mean, that is very key for you to get the sort of speed of trying to do these trials and get people to use it.
Absolutely, and we are SOC 2 compliant. We actually spent a lot of time, and we also do regular audits every year. And we are encrypted. We do log monitoring 24 hours. We do vulnerability scans. And yes, you're absolutely right. We also offer this on-premise for customers who are not willing to put it on our cloud. Usually a lot of them have their own private clouds, and we are very happy to install it on their network as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think you should, sometimes people overcorrect and say, oh, well, we only are cloud-based. I mean, I think you should be fairly flexible and Absolutely. Sort of work with feedback from the customers at this time.
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely.
I have one quick question. I know in the interest of time, why are you only raising $250,000? if the market is so big and you're early in the market, as you say, isn't $250,000 like a small amount to go after an $80 billion market?
It is the amount we're raising. It's a bridge round that we're raising, and we want to we want to get to about 2-3 signups by the end of this year and get to a desired valuation before we start raising the big round.
Right. Thank you.
Great. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Sri. So Aditya, you are next.
Let me see. Oh, good.
So Aditya has a startup named SwirePay. Aditya graduated with bachelor's and master's from Johns Hopkins and founded SwirePay. An interesting fact is he took an idea to revenue in 3 weeks. Over to Aditya. It's 3 o'clock and you have 5 minutes to present.
Oh, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Let me take this opportunity to introduce you to SwirePay. So SwirePay provides a single point of payment integration for both accounts receivable and accounts payable. What do you mean by that is currently businesses use payment gateways for, let's say, accounts receivable, a subscription-based platform like Bill.com for accounts payable, while leveraging tools like ADP for payroll. We simplify this by providing a single ecosystem to manage both AR and AP with automated bookkeeping. And despite a boom in e-commerce and B2C fintech, I would like to start by highlighting some of the key payment challenges for enterprise and B2B businesses. As mentioned before, currently AR and AP teams juggle between multiple tools for invoicing, payroll, and accounting. Middle market and enterprise companies also struggle with manual reconciliation with their applications on intranet. On the procure-to-pay side, businesses, especially suppliers, need a lot of working capital. Already pre-COVID, suppliers, typically your small and medium enterprise or SMEs in the B2B segment, were paid late for the product or services. Existing subscription-based AP solutions only provided invoice discounting that only worked for large suppliers. So how does SwirePay solve these problems? Well, we provide automated workflows for both invoice generation and expense management with reconciliation. Businesses are able to perform AR, AP, and payroll with little or no development time, and of course, extend our platform using their own developers. Our unique architecture enables seamless integration with on-premise ERP and applications on intranet. Lastly, we provide transparency between the buyer, supplier, and lender for collateral-free working capital. To give a brief history of SwirePay, we first launched with a pilot with a publicly traded company in Texas and quickly scaled to a few thousand businesses before getting an on-site interview with Y Combinator. We onboarded a former Y Combinator fintech CEO onto our product team and switched our focus to Asia and Europe as the latest and greatest fintech happens there. And we launched in India with partner gateways aimed at B2B SMEs and enterprise customers. As soon as we got a projection of $1 billion in payment volume, we received official bank deals from 2 of the largest private banks in India. So that being said, how does a SwirePay work actually? So at the core, the gateway enables accounting teams to connect their CRM, VMS, and existing application to set up automatic invoice generation. And at the same time, accounting teams are able to funnel all payment events such as expenses, charges, refunds, and fees onto their application in real time. And where we're different compared to other solutions is that we have customizable software called gateway modules. And gateway modules enabled us to win major government and enterprise clients. For example, an electricity board in India was able to use our software to funnel both usage and payment data from cloud onto their applications on internet. And they have about 25 million customers per month paying them. As soon as we completed our 2-week POC, the largest private bank in India quickly got in touch with us to onboard them and other large merchants with similar challenges using our solution. And the banks have been trying to solve the solution with 16 other aggregators to tackle these customers for the last 2 years, by the way. So for the SMEs, we provide a platform that benefits the buyer, supplier, and lender. SMEs join our platform and immediately onboard their upstream buyer or supplier, which in turn creates a network effect. They transact using B2B payment methods, such as wire transfer or NEFT, in India that traditional B2C gateways do not provide. Our AI monitors the transactions with about 12 months past history, which we normally perform as part of our underwriting process. Our AI then notifies the lenders of the low-risk SMEs and their POs and invoices are surfaced to lenders. Lenders approve and the suppliers and buyers as a relationship, which at point the lenders actually become business partners in the buyer supply chain. I want to just review some of our key partners. We work with several existing payment gateways, for example, Fiserv or First Data. Their customers are able to leverage SwirePay natively with their accounts. We provide their Fiserv customers with internet reconciliation, workflows, and payment services, including support for B2B payment methods. And SME lending that want to leverage our platform, to gain access to new customers, as we have another channel for lower risk SMEs. In India, we have strong partnership with two of the largest banks, and the banks believe a startup like us will be able to transform and capture the B2B e-commerce market, similar to how Razorpay and others were able to successfully capture the traditional e-commerce vertical. And thank you for your time. And yeah, you can visit us at SwirePay.com or reach out to me at amorali@swirePay.com. And we support customers both in US and India with following payment methods. And I'll end with our team slide. We have expertise, strong advisors both in financial expertise, as well as the former CIO of like TVS and Ford Motors. Thank you very much.
Great. I love the fact that you started off trying to go after a market in the US and quickly sort of saw where the traction was and started focusing in India. I mean, certainly there's a lot of much more mass market opportunity to do something there. How does some of the UPI efforts in India, which has been lauded across the world, is a very key piece? How does that help or hurt you here?
So UPI actually, we also noticed a drop in 12% in volume ever since they launched the thing of MDR there. And that's shared across with all, EasyTap, who we have a relationship with. Finalabs wants to make a relationship with us too. We all discussed it. And we believe that UPI, now that chargers are there, it's going down. And card is still the majority of transactions. The major part, it's even RuPay got pretty much hit because the banks never had incentive, right? So these are the reasons. It's actually pretty interesting because a lot of businesses like, especially Y Combinator one, like I think Bikai was a good one we were in touch with. They actually completed their program last, I think this summer, and they basically came up with like a WhatsApp-based Shopify, and when UPI MDR started coming in, they started seeing that market, it became more challenging, and it's very hard to bet on something like this when things might change. And we believe actually UPI will have an MDR eventually, or it does already have because banks want to charge it. Some banks do, so that's my take on it. On B2B side, UPI can't solve anything. It's all NEFT based. So primary advantage we have over other gateways is NEFT.
So what does your go-to-market look like? And so what is holding you up from going big? What are some of the challenges you have for that?
So mostly getting, so if I were to, you guys can see my slides, right? Some people were saying they can't see the slides.
So, we were not now. That's okay. Yeah.
You able to see it now?
It's good now. Yeah.
We can, yes. We couldn't before.
You were able to see it when I was talking, right? Some people were saying they weren't able to see. Okay. You were able to see these slides? I just want to confirm.
Yeah, right now we can. We weren't able to when you were talking. That's okay.
Oh, when I was talking, oh no, that's I don't know. I was sharing it, but yeah.
That's okay.
Okay, so essentially, right? So this was the slide deck I had. So if I were to give a free chance, right? This was the problem slide. These are solutions, right? And our roadmap, essentially, right? We switched this to India launch around midway in our progress, right? And we see when we talk to B2B SMEs there, especially, that they're mostly looking at just where you're getting a working capital at. You know, it's a different problem to address. So when we got that through with lenders and getting that program done with banks, because remember, it's a new space, that's what our biggest challenge was. And I think we crossed that hurdle. It took about 6 months of downtime to become like level 1 compliant before you get the projection. So there's a lot of regulations underwriting there. But the advantage, let's say compared to the US B2B market, is that in the US, your B2B is more cross-border. So you have actually higher regulation in terms of Forex and other things that come with wire transfers.
One more question. How are you getting your customers? I mean, SMEs in the India market, is there a channel you go to, or is it partnering with the bank is the go-to-market strategy for you?
Yeah, so in case you were not able to see before, I was sharing. So the gateway modules was one of the things that directly the bank was interested in, right? So to get large customers. And for the SMEs, the banks themselves have a lot of SMEs that want to get lending. And in fact, due to COVID, there are a lot of even in US and India, both passed regulation for banks to force to lend to small and medium enterprises. So this is a great way, and directly from the bank, we get a lot of references. And in general, we do see a network effect too, because when a buyer or supplier come, they want to refer to other people, so they get more of their POs and invoices financed, right? So we do have a massive network effect. Step 1, step 2 is just keeping up with demand, because yes, the transaction volumes are high. Yes, we're making transaction fees, but like I said, majority of customer quotes that we have, if you can get using my data, get my next PO financed, I'm in, So we have to constantly struggle to make sure we meet that demand.
Aditya, I gave you 2 extra minutes. Can we finish it?
Yeah.
Okay. Aragu Krush, any last question for Aditya before we let him go?
No, that's good. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Aditya. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
I would like to bring Eril. Eril, can we check your mic for a second?
Hopefully, yes. You guys hear me now?
We can hear you.
Yes.
We can hear
Very
you.
good.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. So let me
Are you presenting, Eril?
Yes, I'm going to share the screen.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you see my screen?
Yes, see your screen. Yep.
Okay.
It's 3:11 and you have 5 minutes to present.
Thank you very much, Ponni. Much appreciate ATEA for the opportunity, and good morning and good afternoon to all the audience and the panelists here. I'm Easy Natarajan, call me Easy, founder and CEO of CoreStack. I'm happy to present about CoreStack today. Enterprises are rapidly embarking on digital transformation initiatives, and cloud adoption, as you know, is a strategic part of this. As per Gartner, by 2022, public cloud consumption is expected to grow to 350 plus billion. And with the rapid adoption of cloud, enterprises are facing significant challenges with security, compliance, cost optimization, and operational complexities, and so on. The current solutions, including those that are offered by the cloud-native providers, they all severely fall short in addressing many of these challenges. In addition, some of the latest reports show that enterprises are considering multi-cloud up to an extent of 93%. As you know, with multi-cloud, the challenges only get worsened. What is needed to address these challenges is the real cloud governance, one that is continuous, autonomous, and scales. Welcome to CoreStack. We empower enterprises rapidly achieve continuous and autonomous cloud governance at scale. We have customers across multiple industries with predictable outcomes, helping them achieve up to 60% cost savings, achieve 40 to 50% of increase in operational efficiencies, 100% compliance standards with multiple industry regulations. We achieve this through what we call as our 5 values or 5 pillars of value creation. We call it as OSCAR: operation, security, cost, access, and resource. Think of this as a traditional ECG that helps detect the health of a human heart. CoreStack's Enterprise Cloud Governance is a ECG to the cloud that identifies various anomalies that are happening across the cloud, and governance is achieved through a continuous cycle of prevention, detection, and correction. We are backed by the cloud native governance. We build on top of cloud native or cloud service providers' native capabilities. We enhance them, bring seamless, sustainable, consistent experience across all cloud providers. In addition to cloud native governance, we utilize cloud as code approach, orchestration frameworks, deep AI and ML, and we have a patented technology we call as connectorless model, which helps us support any new capabilities or newer cloud platforms in matter of days. We have customers across multiple industries, including financial services, healthcare, retail, public sector, telecom, and so on. And being a truly cloud agnostic platform, ability to deploy CoreStack in any geography is much easier. We readily support 400 plus policies, thousands of controls, 13 plus standards, including FedRAMP, HIPAA, ISO, PCI, NIST for financial industry, and so on. We have deep alliances and partnership with AWS and Microsoft. Try and help the customers unleash the power of cloud and increase their cloud consumption in their digital transformation journey. Whether it is an enterprise or a partner who's helping a customer achieve real cloud governance, we have solutions that are tailored to meet the demands of what customers really want to achieve. Our pricing model is structured that we grow as per the cloud consumption increase of the customer. Some examples of what we have been able to deliver or what CoreStack has been able to deliver to our customers. Fortune 500 company in the pharma industry, which claims to have touched more than 5 billion people on earth, has achieved 100% preventive continuous compliance for privacy and GxP when they move to cloud. One of the world's Fortune 100 precious metals company has saved 40% of cost when they started using CoreStack. A large telco major who delivers managed services for telecom industry from Japan all the way to US has seen 70% of operational efficiencies after using CoreStack. Most recently, one of the US federal departments has chosen CoreStack to achieve 100% continuous NIST, which is a financial standards compliance for some major rollouts. A testament of the values that we've been able to create for customers. We've been honored to recognized as IDC Innovator, Cool Vendor, and be included in multiple Magic Quadrant studies of Gartner. Supported by a strong leadership team and strategic advisors with more than 100 plus years of relevant domain experience. We're also backed by industry leading investors. With the support of strategic advisors like former CEO of Wipro and ex-CIO of Microsoft, we truly believe we are delivering exceptional and transformational digital transformation value with cloud for our customers. Welcome to CoreStack, and thanks for the time. Happy to answer any questions.
Chris, you want to go first? Yeah, I have a couple.
I only have one quick question. I mean, very interesting and very impressed with how far you have come. How old is the company?
We are 5 years old. We have raised our Series A. We have raised a little more than $10 million so far. We will be looking forward to raise our next funding early next year.
Okay. And in the initial presentation, you had mentioned that many 93% of your customers said multiple cloud. What was the purpose of mentioning multiple cloud as? I mean, it has nothing to do with your ATEA product, right? Whether they use single cloud or multiple cloud. But the point, yes, you can work on multiple clouds. The point you were trying to make there.
Yes, customers in the regulated industries, or when they're expanding into multiple geographies, they want to leverage the best capabilities that are offered by various cloud providers. Also, the cost becomes a critical factor. Various cloud providers, based on the pricing strategy, offer difference in prices. And there are certain compliance requirements that are very specific to the regionals. Like you go to Germany, there is a German regulation. You go to China, you go to Australia, Brazil. All these countries have specific regulatory requirements as well, which are supported by one provider much better than the other provider. And also, we see that larger industries, they don't want to get stuck with one particular provider. They want to have the freedom. So there are multiple reasons that lead an enterprise to use multiple clouds.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I think something like this needs to be multi-cloud. I mean, for me, as leading sort of the operations and as acting CISO, one of my biggest fears is any engineer nowadays can just put up a server in one of these public clouds and can compromise your service. And so sort of being able to monitor everything is important. On the flip side, I mean, I assume a lot of your business is on AWS and Azure. One of the biggest fears of any company like yourselves is some of those providers offering something out of the box as part of their service, right? And so how do you how have you battled that? Like, has that been an issue where AWS adds guard duty or something? They've got a lot of things coming, and suddenly this is kind of like the old days of Microsoft when somebody builds an interesting app and then Microsoft sort of includes that in the OS.
Truly. We are a cloud native platform. We enhance the fundamental capabilities that are offered by the cloud providers for continuous and autonomous governance. They deliver basic capabilities of how to utilize the resource, how to optimize, but the responsibility of using them to the fullest power is with the customer. Specifically, when you look at the industries, right? How a pharma company uses differs from a retail to a financial industry. And that's where CoStack comes in. We enhance the basic capabilities value, make it easier, achieve the highest value for that particular industry. That's how we differentiate ourselves.
So you bring in industry-specific knowledge.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when we talk about thousands of standards and policies, like HIPAA caters to a healthcare industry, versus NIST PCI caters to a financial industry, whereas a FedRAMP caters to a government industry. So we make it tailor-made for the industry-specific usage of underlying cloud.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Our time is up, Errol.
Thank you very much.
No further question. Thank you so much, and wish you all the best.
Thank you for accommodating. Much appreciated. Bye-bye.
Okay, next on, I would like to bring Anita. Anita is from Seva Exchange. Seva X app is focusing to provide quick, efficient, and effective to help the marginalized and other communities. Anita, your time starts now, 3:22. Okay. Let me know when you're ready to share your screen.
I am ready now. Can you see my screen?
I don't.
I'm sharing it.
Are you using the share screen from the StreamYard?
Yep. Let's try it again. Oh, I have to press the button. Sorry about that. My bad. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's coming up. Okay, choose. Yeah, perfect. Go ahead.
Hi, everyone. My name is Anita Bieberg, and I'm the founder and CEO of Seva Exchange Corporation, and we are reinventing volunteerism. Millions of people struggle within their communities because existing social service programs are often slow, ineffective, and inefficient to make much of a difference in their lives. People in poverty do not have money, but they have other resources and skills to share. People with time, goods, and or money need a way to directly reach those in need. Those in need do not always know where to go for help. Enter SaveX app. As policymakers debate future economic stimulus packages and public supports in response to the current pandemic, we need the best possible real-time information on the status of individuals and communities. We also need to ensure our economies work for everyone and not just the fortunate few. The SaveX app can address both those things. Why now? A global-wide solution like ours is desperately needed to help elderly, disabled, and other marginalized populations get the help they need not only during this pandemic, but anytime. The inequality crisis is out of control. The economy is good at producing billionaires, but not so well at producing good jobs and rising incomes for working-class people. The growing gap between rich and poor is undermining the fight against poverty, damaging our economies, and fueling public anger across the globe. I'd like to bring up this use case because Seva Exchange goes beyond just helping communities with immediate needs, but can help bring about a more just world. Our customer, Dartmouth Hitchcock Medical Center, I'll just refer to them as DH, had the following concern that the diversity and inclusion work that is underway needs to address not only the hospitals of DH and Geisel, but works across the entire system, including the overall surrounding communities, as well as the university. They had tried several solutions, including Facebook groups, and they were all ineffective. They started using the SaveX app to address the various scenarios, and the SaveX app checked all the boxes and a whole lot more. Our key differentiators are private and secure data, intelligent skills matching, data analytics and reporting, and project management capabilities. We have 35 plus communities signed up already, but our notable clients and partners are listed right here. We actually deployed the white label version for Andrew Yang called the Humanity First app. We have a freemium model. We sell subscriptions to our platform with 4 different levels of admin capabilities to allow for freemium pricing for small communities all the way up to high margin enterprise offerings to corporations and large nonprofits. Okay. There we go. Our entire executive team comes with decades of leadership experience within their domains. I've spent over a decade managing enterprise software and mobile app development. Prakash Narayan has had 2 successful exits, both as a CTO and co-founder. Martin Hoyes brings 2 decades of enterprise app experience from Oracle. Richard Kreidler has decades of experience as a top sales and business development consultant. We would like to tap into the social consciousness of people to become active within their community through the development of our app. We have the opportunity to truly make a difference in this world. Thank you. I'm going to quickly share another video for 1 sec. There we go. Let me know if you can see it. It should be. Imagine. Can you guys see it? It doesn't look like it.
No, we can see it.
The video or this?
Well, if you play the video, yes, the screen is coming up.
It is. Okay, because on the thing it doesn't look like it. Okay.
It's playing.
Okay. There we go.
Imagine a world where you are part of a community that sees you for all that you bring and propels you to become your very best self. A world where everyone is valued for what they bring and everyone gets the support they need. Seva Exchange brings this dream to reality by empowering individuals, communities, and organizations with the right tools and resources to change the world. We do this by organizing people near and far around a goal or project and bringing them together and measuring their success. Our data analytical reports will provide information to support transparency and critical needs in today's world. The SaveX app acts as a secure bridge to multiple communities, including those defined by you, and allows everyone within their community to contribute time through service and request help for themselves. Members can also donate service credits, money, or goods back to their community. Go to www.saverxapp.com to learn more and start your Saver community today.
Okay, go back.
Thank you.
I'm gonna unsection. There you go.
Hey, Anita, back in the
Hold on a sec. I have that volume problem.
check the autoplay. Where are you in the product cycle, the company journey?
Okay, there we go. Sorry, I had to mute for a second. Sorry, go ahead.
No, where are you in the company journey right now? Where's the app at? Where's the company? What stage of the where you are at with the company?
I would say we are at the seed stage. I've bootstrapped this so far. I started the company 2 years back with actually the man who invented this concept of giving an hour of volunteer time to get an hour back. It's called time banking. He asked me to do this, to mainstream this concept to the world. So I was very honored. I am a senior time banking fellow. So time banking is what I'm getting across to the world. But during this pandemic, customers were asking me, well, we don't necessarily have too many problems with volunteering always. I mean, yes, we like to get more matching to skills and, so it's more impactful. But right now, people need a home. They're being evicted right this minute. How can our app help with that? Or we need a parking spot for a trailer. So we spent the last 3 months revamping the app. So now anyone can give not only their time, and we match that with AI, but people can also give money and they can also give goods. So, and the same thing can be requested is when you're within this community, you create a project. It could be clean the beach project that's near your home. You want to clean it up. You list, I need 10 volunteers with this type of skills, probably need $50 so I can buy these guys sandwiches and some garbage bags and latex gloves. That's it. So, I mean, that's a very simple project, but we can have as complex projects as you need.
Done? Is your 1.0 of your app available right now?
Yes, our new release that I said we spent the last 3 months revamping is coming out in the next day or two, but it is available. Dartmouth has been using it and they're really excited to get it throughout the greater community. And I also have the Poor People's Campaign using it in the city of Anchorage, Alaska. So any of you from Anchorage can use it right now. And anyone can create a community based on whatever they like. So we could have the ATEA create a community. It could be virtual. It could be physically located wherever you are. It's up to you what type of community you want to be part of, as well as if you want to make it private or public. So that's all.
Great. I mean, this is awesome. I mean, I was just talking to my daughter during these times. She's trying to find places to volunteer, and probably it's much harder now, right? I mean, you can't do a lot of virtual volunteering at this point. So how are you sort of dealing with that?
Kids really do. So this is one thing that I am coming from a perspective as a parent. My daughter is in high school and she, needs community service hours. So if her school became a part of this as a community or the city, I'm in Cupertino. We have a Cupertino time bank. They can list out the things that they're willing to offer their time, maybe help out teaching math, those things you could do virtually, and anything that they're interested in, and then they'll get matched to someone who actually does need help.
Oh, very nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Anita. Thank you so much. It is for a great cause, and good luck to you.
Thank you.
So next, I would like to bring Venkat. Venkat has a startup named Bitwise Academy. Bitwise Academy brings immersive and interactive distance learning experience to students in K to 12 and redefines the possibilities for distance learning. Um, Welcome, Venkat. Can we check your screen share before I
Yeah,
leave the stage?
yeah, I'm about to just share my screen. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, let me add it. Yep, we see your screen.
Okay,
It's
fantastic.
3:33. You have 5 minutes.
Okay, great. Hey, before I get started, my shout out to all the parents, with kids in school during these challenging times. You and your kids are experiencing firsthand the challenges of, learning difficult topics remotely every day. So hats off, and hopefully what I offer today might be a solution to your problem. So, without further ado, every great idea needs great execution to succeed. So, we have a highly experienced team with decades of domain and subject matter experience, and we are tackling a fairly difficult and large problem in terms of STEM education. And and we have, been recipient of some top 10 awards for our innovation. So, I just wanted to highlight the team. Now, how do we deal with this decline in STEM proficiencies in the K-12? There are major STEM shortages globally we keep hearing about that need multidisciplinary skills, and they're not currently taught in schools. So these skills might take many years to master, and students need exposure to these skills in K-12 itself. So our cookie cutter system has to be supplemented with multidisciplinary STEM in K-12, and the existing options are falling short. So we have a very powerful solution that supplements traditional education and helps students achieve multidisciplinary STEM skills, and at the same time help get homework and test prep done faster, improve test scores, and so on. So if you have a kid in K-12, you have to at least check us out. We have nationwide penetration within a year. So our solution is not a want, but a need. And we have wide appeal to all grade levels across all demographics. In high school and the workplace, only 17% of STEM roles are held by women. I plan to change that. I'm proud to share that we have almost 50% of participation from girls. I mean, I have two girls in school. So, so for me, that's super important as well. Not only that, but also bringing this to masses in a very affordable manner. So let me share some details of the Bitwise platform. So our solution is designed to allow students at any grade or any competency level get started wherever they feel comfortable. So they can explore various emerging STEM fields. And I've listed a variety of fields on screen, and these are actual tracks that students across different age groups are taking today on the Bitwise platform. At the same time, older kids in middle or high school, they can take advantage of some amazing visualization and problem-solving tools we have built to understand math and science concepts, and they can get their homework and test prep done faster. Also, our assessment platform provides detailed analytics and insights on which concepts a student has mastered and where they need more help. So we can improve a student's understanding of concepts and test scores guaranteed. You can also take advantage of live tutoring if just the visualization tools and self-reliance is not working out, or you need specific help in certain areas. We also have Bitwise Live. And we have filed patents on our unique technology platform. Now, everybody, asks us, hey, who's your competition, right? E-learning is extremely fragmented. And as parents, you're probably hearing names at home from your kids. You didn't even know such companies existed. And everybody is one-dimensional, providing you one little piece of the puzzle, right? E-learning is so fragmented. The popular names are Khan Academy and Coursera. They focus on video content for schools and college programs, respectively. Then you have companies like Tinker or Code Academy that talk about coding. STEM is not just coding, right? STEM is a lot larger than that. Our STEM content caters to different needs. So we don't really overlap with Khan or Coursera. Our visualization tools and assessment engines, with the full coverage of math and science subjects at a very deep level, they address a huge void in today's market. We focus on high-touch engagement and a personalized learning experience with STEM-related content and tools. So we are a very differentiated, unique company right now in education. So from a student perspective, every student is unique. They have their own learning styles. We don't know what goes on in their brain. So we bring cognitive approaches and educational psychology combined with AI. We provide multiple learning modalities to the student. And we personalize and adapt to the student with our algorithms. So what does that mean? Let me show you a visualization. So here are three students, right? Three different students, and they all want to say, learn some AP Computer Science. This can be applied to any course, but I'm just saying AP Computer Science. Now we can help every student achieve their goals. It'll just happen along different paths and different timelines. Students will feel engaged and supported, and they'll understand what they need to focus on to be successful. Our opportunity, while education is a $1 trillion market, we are focused on an immediately addressable $11 billion market, which itself is growing rapidly. And this is just in the United States. We are also exploring, we have had some pull from India as well as from Singapore. So we'll also be exploring those markets. But right now, this seems like a huge growing market for us. We are so excited to tackle this market. The business model is very simple. Our main goal was to bring super affordable education. Not everybody can afford spending $50 an hour and get private coaching. So, basically, it's a simple subscription model that upsells itself as students advance. Students can start with STEM, and as they go to upper grades, they can add on other components all the way to life coaching. And even the life coaching we want to bring at a much more affordable cost. Let me share some SaaS metrics with you guys. We are growing fast. We have excellent revenue efficiency and attractive customer acquisition costs. Last year was a pilot year. We kind of launched and learned a lot, and this year has been great. So our user base, usage, and engagement are increasing every month. We recently reached break even on an MRR basis. So we only raised a small angel round to get here, and we already have product and revenues. We are planning for another angel round for growth because we want to quickly propel ourselves to a 1 million ARR and then go raise a Series A with VCs. A 10 million Series A next year would be great. So if anyone out here listening who's interested as an angel investor to participate in a seed round of 500 to 1 million to help us reach 1 million ARR rapidly, please do reach out to me. Now, we could not have timed this better. Education has flipped over to a new normal, and there is no looking back. So let us join forces and bring affordable STEM education to 1 billion students globally. And students can have fun while learning to excel. Thank you so much.
Great. Hey, right time for the right type of product. I guess my question would be, why are you going slow? Why wouldn't you basically go take more money and accelerate? What will...
Right. No, I totally agree.
You got to do it now.
We are leaving a lot of revenue and growth on the table. Absolutely. But the thing is, this is the year. Last year was, we built the product, trying to learn. This year, things are happening. We've grown rapidly. The product is complete. And, absolutely the right time to scale. What is stopping us is basically, I think some of the VCs, we don't know how to reach the VCs at this point because many of them are playing it safe. They want to invest in, the 3-4 VCs we talked to told us, hey, we'd like to talk to you in March or April. We are trying to protect our portfolio. So that's why we kind of said, maybe instead of going to VCs, maybe raise a 500 to 1 million angel round, high net worth individuals, then quickly get to 1 million ARR by March, April, then go raise a 10 million Series A. Everything happens for the best. But right now, the VCs are the problem for us. We are ready to take the money and scale, but they are kind of protecting their own portfolio. We talked to 3-4 and they're saying hey, our portfolio is getting decimated. Some of my own companies are getting only 50% of revenues that they projected. So that's what we're hearing. So I don't know, till March, April, it's probably going to be soft.
So, in terms of, this particular space, are you talking to the right VCs that sort of care about the space? You definitely don't want to just spray your sort of discussions.
Correct. We did talk to a couple of VCs who focus on the education space and a couple of general VCs as well. But they're all, I think, hurting. Especially if you look at the EdTech for the last 4 or 5 years, some of these VCs, God knows why they've made those bets and put money in companies that they shouldn't have. So now they are feeling, some of them, are shutting down because You also burn money through too fast and don't know how to capture revenue. Such companies are going to go out and EdTech has been a mixed bag for the last 25 years. So some of these VCs got burnt.
So I mean, I would encourage you to. I mean, I saw when your pricing plan. You talked about different approaches, but there was no freemium there. So I don't know whether you've thought about that. Like maybe that's one way to get the expansion going without spending a lot of money on CAC.
Yeah, but see, so we have two metrics. We don't have a problem getting people to register and sign up. With or without the freemium, we don't advertise the freemium, but we tell you that you get free 3 days for the whole platform, not even a freemium. You get to try everything free for 3 days. You don't like it, you get your money back. We just want them to put a credit card, try it, and 3 days you don't like it, you're not going to pay anything. So we do have that. So we do get we are trying to get a lot. We're getting a lot of registrations now. It's like pretty much every state, every zip code. I mean, it looks like across demographics, this is something they need. Everybody's been focusing on coding and or just video content. What we have is something very unique, and it, anybody that tries it, that's it. I mean, they are hooked. So it's now we have to get in front of everybody as fast as we can. We just got to get in front of everybody. That's our hope.
Venkat,
yeah, awesome. Let's talk offline.
Yeah, sorry. Unfortunately, we are running out of time. We are really behind our schedule. Thank you so much. Great product.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye. Bye. Our next startup founder is unlike any other startup founder we have been talking about, Mr. Ganesh. Ganesh is a serial entrepreneur holding 4 US patents, right order fertility algorithm, buffered mouse, and FlipServe platform. Currently Chief Executive Officer of Wafdale Technologies, founder FlipServe.com, democratizing cloud offering global citizenship for technology services. He is also part of the board directors for 3 multinational companies. He is in board of advisor for VIT, Nervi Hospitals at Multi-Speciality in Vellore, mentor for Surya's Akaram Foundation, India. He is also an IT advisor for World Bank, Johnson & Johnson, Rolls-Royce UK, and Canadian Pacific Railways. He worked as VP for HP in Geneva, and then VP SAP in Germany, IT advisor for Kuwait government. His list goes on. Ganesh, I hope I covered everything. He is also a great mentor in our ATEA forum. Thank you, Ganesh, for joining us, and it is yours.
Thank you.
When you are ready to share your screen, let me know.
Yeah. I'm sharing.
Okay.
You could see my screen, correct?
I can see your screen. You want to go in the presentation mode?
Yes.
Yep.
Thank you. Thanks, Puni. Thanks to ATEA management as well as to Mr. Krish and Alagu. This is a small presentation. I just wanted to show what the future of technologies will be. FlipServe is a platform. It is one of my brainchild. I put in 2 other patents during the month of April. And already we are working on the MVP, which will be released out in a couple of weeks. Invested about $2.5 million as a convertible bond. So at this given point in time, it is nothing but the frustration I have in the 30 years, the visibility, what I call it, the typical aspect of every IT service is being provided today on a traditional manner. There is a vendor lock-in and no transparency. I wanted to change that, and I very clearly defined this is a pure Uber for IT services. How Uber on a ride share came in and made a difference for people to have a clear ETA as well as a good transparency and more importantly, secure. So, and each time a person takes a Uber, it's a contract. So what we are doing is for all the cloud services, we are talking about only 3 clouds here. We are talking Azure, AWS, and Google platform. We are already partners to all the 3, and for Microsoft, we had been partner of the year for 2018, 2019, and 2020. And we had been tremendously working with the backend engineering in automation. So we work terribly, very, very closely with engineers and put all those automations for major corporate enterprises, which they don't even know that we do it behind the scene, is to automate infrastructure service as a service. That's what this platform is about. And we wanted to truly democratize the cloud services. Full transparency, no obligation, agnostically across the platform. And the most important, Uber doesn't own a driver or a car. So with this concept, what we are trying to do is we are going out to the external world and we are trying to get people where people can get on our platform. They're called certified. We certify them like what Uber does, and we ensure that the backend engineering, that is the patent which I have filed in, wherein they can launch. They don't even know to which customer they are servicing, but every piece of the information is recorded from the time they get in to the time they get out. After that, they cannot log in. We do all those technologies, what we possess in terms of infrastructure, like completely a snapshot being taken before it is being executed. Anything goes wrong, we know exactly what is going on. So either a person comes into the platform to buy a service or he can provide a service. We wanted to provide global passports to get global citizenship. This is basically what we intended to do. As I said, we want to democratize cloud, but most importantly, it's simplicity, transparency, and peace of mind. That is a major focus of it. So I invited people from a big London-based firm, a digital services firm who can do digital marketing. They created our branding technology, digital technology, site architecture, everything. We are in the process, as I said, to provide an MVP. So what we do through unparalleled transparency, flexible service offering, no contractual. If customer comes in, we don't provide the SLA or KPI, we have to give money back. That should be the way. Transparency, people can click on it, they know what exactly been done, what time the backup is completed, is it patched, is the system running smoothly, everything. In a dashboard, they can, multiple different dashboards for cost, for performance. If underutilized machines, how automation to migrate them to servers so that they can save cost. Everything is automated. We are fully ready to go. We use Terraform for infrastructure and a lot of those products like Chef, Puppet, all these things we use on top of it for application configuration. We did our due diligence before even stepping into this. There is a clear-cut Gartner report for infrastructure and security service. We are talking about between 75 to $90 billion market space, where IDC says about 116 million. We are not touching any of this area, business area, or application infrastructure service, or application SaaS service. We are only in this space for security and infrastructure services. So there is a very clear aspect that we are going in on a 3-year basis to hit $100 to $150 million revenue. But there is a very clear market where 229 billion in 2019 will move up to 500 billion in 2023. So we are very clear what we intended to do. We know who are our customers. B2B is our customers. So we already have people ready to sign up, big enterprise customers who are ready to move in about close to 2,500 servers as soon as we move in for a POC. So this is what we do, global citizenship. We ensure that if I would have had this 30 years back, I would have never stepped out of India. But now with COVID, post-COVID, there is a great opportunity that we can find people anywhere in the world. If I give a command in Australia, Singapore, India, anywhere, LS minus L is LS minus L is our theory. So people, we believe in that. We certify them. As I told you, it's ISaaS, infrastructure service as a service. Intention, we wanted to be there in 4 to 5 years, $1 billion valuation. That's what we do. Thanks, and I'm ready to answer any questions. Thank you for your time. Thanks to ATEA management.
Very good, Krish.
Yeah, just a quick question. In terms of when people don't know who they're dealing with on the other side, does that sort of especially for something as mission critical as keeping a lot of these companies depend on their infrastructure being up and running for their bread and butter, but if they don't know who's on the other side, does that affect their approach?
Well, valid question. And since we all work on infrastructure and telco, so compliance and governance is a major part. We already are applying. That's why we are releasing MVP. We wanted to wait for 6 months for pivoting. Main area is containers, serverless, all the things to answer your question. We are getting the services relationship of ISO 9001, ISO 27001, PCI compliance. All the FedRAM, NIST, and other things are there part of cloud itself because we are a service provider. We take the liability and the responsibility. That's a major difference. Like what Uber does, we take the responsibility. The quality of service is being tested before it is released to the user. What we wanted the user to feel is their peace of mind is clear, it is straightforward. They open up, clear cut their dashboard. They know that the machine is being backed up, it can be restored, everything is chatbot, and we maintain those SLAs. That's the whole intention. To answer you, yes. In fact, Easy, who spoke just before me to Code Stack, we are also talking. We may be embedding their compliance also.
Great. Thank you.
Great, Bharat. Thank you. Thank you, Ganesh.
Thanks,
That's it.
Thanks,
Ganesh. Thank you. I would also like to mention that FlipServe is also one of our main sponsors for today's event and the sponsor for this startup showcase. Thank you, Ganesh.
Thank you.
Next startup is going to be Universe Creation. This startup is unique and very close to my heart because it's two of my good friends, Venki Sadagopan and Arun Vaidyanathan. This is about a kids film that's going to be made by reputed director Arun Vaidyanathan, most of you know, from Nippon and Movie, with investments from NRIs like you and me. Welcome, Venki. Venki, you have 5 minutes. You're on mute now.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Thanks for having me. Hi, Araghu. Hi, Krish. I'm Venki Sadagopan, and I'm part of the ATEA team as well in New Jersey. I am embarking on a feature film project, so this is not a technology pitch or any app or anything. So we are a group of folks, generally just people like you and me, living and working in America, in corporate America. We decided we wanted to come together, pull in some money, and invest in the business of filmmaking. So we formed a fund, and like some of the panelists in the previous panel, in the movie investment panel spoke, we picked Arun Vaidyanathan as the director who we will put our money on, because he's already made 4 films and he's been super successful. Every film has gone on to make a lot of money as well as get critical acclaim. So he's been in the filmmaking business. He came to America as an Oracle programmer, a software engineer, and then he followed his passion. He quit his job, went into full-time filmmaking in 2006, 2007, and now he's a very reputed filmmaker in the US and India. Basically, all the movies he's made have been in India, South India predominantly. So now where we are is we have launched a project. It's a kids film, basically because less than 1% of the movies that come out globally are focused on children. There are kids acting in regular films, but there's no movie that's really focused only on kids, by kids, for kids. So we picked that subject, and it's the script is ready. It's a bound script. It's completely ready to shoot. We were waiting for the pandemic to end. So where we are from a finance perspective is we've raised about 40 to 50% of the total budget. The budget is a very, very tight shoestring budget. We're going to make it in about less than 3 crores Indian rupees. And how we are putting this whole thing together is we are bringing in people who are not going to invest a big chunk and risk it. We're only taking a max of 25 lakhs Indian rupees, which is about 34,000 US dollars per investor. So every investor can come in anywhere ranging from 5 lakhs to 25 lakhs. So literally $7,000 to $35,000 will be the range of investment we are taking from each individual investor, and we are grouping about 15-20 people together in this project. And the other side of the project, where how are we going to make money? Is this movie going to make a loss or break even or make a profit? We've identified 5 buckets, right, where the movie can get a return on investment. One is the sale of the dubbing rights. The other is the sale of remake rights in other languages. The third is satellite rights, giving it to Sun TV, Vijay TV, and all those TV channels. The fourth is digital OTT rights, selling it to Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hotstar, Z5, any of those streaming platforms. And the fifth and final bucket is the theatrical release. So we expect that within the first four buckets, we will make way more than the money that we invest, because we're doing it in a very tight, low budget kind of thing. And Arun's movies in the past have sold dubbing rights itself for 1 or 2 languages at 60-70 lakhs. So if we are putting only 3 crores to make the movie, with 2 dubbing rights, 1 remake right, 1 satellite right, and 1 digital rights, we'll probably make about 5 crores. So that's the calculation if the movie doesn't even go to a theatrical release. But if it does go to a theatrical release, everything that it makes in box office is profit. So that's how we've come about with this project. The whole team is in place, and I'll quickly share my screen to show you the team and the people involved. All right, so you're able to see my screen? Yeah, so I'll just go through this. So we're micro investors, like I said earlier. If people want to ask us what's in it for me, you get title credits, you get, definitely some profit on the investment. I won't promise, multi-million-dollar profits right off the bat. This is our first project, but some project profits, and then, a listing in IMDb, which is prestigious, and potentially an opportunity. If the movie goes in place in, film festivals, you have an opportunity to attend those black tie events. We are trying to make it zero risk, basically by ensuring that the script is strong. Like Pooja mentioned in the previous panel, the story has to be really good. And this story involving 4 kids and a dog is something that people will welcome, we know for sure, especially kids. And if kids go out to watch a movie, parents have to go with them. So we've made sure the story is great. And we're using a lot of technology in the making. And all of Arun's films in the past have played at several film festivals, including like Berlin Film Festival, Shanghai, Toronto, Garden State, Tribeca, Cannes, and all of these film festivals. So we're going to take it through that route, which will literally increase the value of the movie when we go for selling it in the multi-channel sale process, like dubbing, remake, satellite, digital, and theatrical. So that's how we ensured that it's going to be a zero-risk project. Timeline-wise, we are keeping the investment window open till October 15th. We've already, like I said, we've already raised almost 40 to 50% of the required funds, and we do have a lot of interest coming in. So we are very positive that within the next 2 to 3 weeks, we will raise the necessary funds for the movie. And this is just a quick revenue projection. I've been extremely conservative here. We put 3 crores. We will definitely make up to 5 crores. So that's how we work this. But quickly going to this one, where it shows several movies that have been made at a very low budget, which have made significant amount of money. 5 crore budget, Vicky Donor made 66 crores, and movies like that made for 5, 6, 7, 8 crores, making anywhere between 60 to 100 crores in revenue. So Arun is the producer director, and I am going to show a very quick video of the movies that he's already made. But Achamundu was his first feature film, shot entirely here in New Jersey. And then we've got, he made Kalyana Samayal Sadam, Peruchari with superstar Mohanlal, and then Nibunan with Arjun, Action King Arjun. So the music is going to be done by Rajesh Vaidya. He's a Veena maestro, and the title track is already ready. We've got cinematographer Bhargav, who's an award-winning cinematographer from Czech Republic. He's one of his short films also got selected in the Academy Awards. He's a very reputed cinematographer. Editor Ruben is super popular in the Tamil film industry. He's done phenomenal work in some leading movies. And then sound mixing is going to be sound designer Kunal Rajan, who was also in my panel earlier, based out of Los Angeles. We've got a brand marketing expert that we've brought on board. He used to be the head of rediffusion in India, and he's got connection with some very, very top global brands based out of India. And we are talking about in-film brand placements, which is the 6th revenue bucket for us. Fund management, financial control is by CFO Bridge, Ramesh Jayaraman, who used to be a financial controller here in New Jersey, who's moved back to India for good. And I'm the executive producer. So that's the team. And we look forward to having many of our, ATEA followers join the project and participate with us. So having said that, I'm going to play this quick video, which shows Arun's background. So we'll complete the story here. Okay, I need to pick the
Technical difficulties, Venki.
Yeah, just facing a small little technical issue here. So let me just give me 1 millisecond. I think I should fix it now. Application window. Here we go.
Raghu could not stand up.
Medically, this is called stress-induced erectile dysfunction.
Project Free, Jadi, Investment, Language, Youth, Nira. അതൊക്കെ ഒരു സസ്പെൻസായി നിൽക്കട്ടെ, എന്നാലല്ലേ കാണുമ്പോ ഒരു ഗുമ്മുണ്ടാവുള്ളൂ.
பாக்குறவங்களுக்கு ஏத்த மாதிரி பெயிண்டிங்கோட அர்த்தமும் மாறும். என்ன புரிஞ்சதுன்னு பார்த்து சொல்லுங்களேன். ஒரு போலீஸ்காரனுக்கு வரக்கூடாத வியாதி.
இது உனக்கும் இருக்குதா?
All right.
I think we lost Venki when. Okay. Any question for Venki, Krish, and Aragu? If not, we can move on to our next startup.
Yeah, this is about as far as
you want to watch the movie for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, it looks like he's thought through a lot of the plan. Like, I mean, it's he's got a plan. It's got to go execute on it.
Yeah, it's a good business plan.
Yeah.
Sorry, instead of hitting the stop button, I hit the leave studio button. I'm very sorry about that. But I do have Director Arun Vaidyanathan here with me. And He's the man who made those movies. Hi, how are you? Hi, Mr. Krish. And how are you? Hi, Pani.
Hey,
How are
how
you?
are you?
Yes. You can answer any questions if you may have.
So I have one question for you guys. One question is really, why haven't kids movies made so far? You said not many people. So is there a market for it, or is that the reason?
Yeah, I would like to
or something
say,
else is
movie making is a very, there is no proper, concept which we can say, okay, this will work and that will work. But I always see that there is a huge dearth for kids movies in our country, and where there is a problem, I see an opportunity. And I have 2 kids, and I always wanted to show them something, a happy, poignant kids film. And I have been going through several films by some of the best directors, including Spielberg, Stephen King, and everyone. And I thought everyone has made a kids film, and I thought maybe next should be a kids film. And I came up with this concept. And business wise, this is much, according to me. See, although we have done movies, we have sold movies, there is always an element of risk in any investment. But I think after doing 4 films, there is a very good opportunity. From the past mistakes, I have learned a lot. And kids movie has a huge excitement right now, because even our Indian kids, when they want to watch movies in theater, they have to go and see the Hollywood movies for kids. So I thought maybe if we make it in our own language with our own setting, there will be a huge excitement. Recently, Lion King, which was dubbed in Tamil and Telugu, made more money than the English version. So that's also another exciting factor, that okay, so there is a opportunity, there is a market, but no one is willing to tap. Everyone is going behind the star system and everything. So I thought, where there is a problem, I see an opportunity.
Good luck, I think.
Yeah, good luck. I mean, I think this new OTT world. I mean, go find a way to take advantage of that. I mean, maybe some interesting licensing rights. Maybe this is going to be the next hit where there's going to be a game built on it or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Actually, that's exactly we are also thinking. We are working on a game. We are working on brand placements very intelligently. All my movies I have done brand placements. So and we want to beat the usual distribution system, because that's where I always face issues. Although all my movies have released, there is always some kind of an issue, transparency issue, and all those things going on. So I thought we will beat the distribution system by taking the usual distribution platforms. We want to beat the system. So that's why I'm counting on OTT, satellite, digital rights, and if possible, theatrical, because all my movies have done theatrical. But I think that's where the huge gap is also there. And fortunately, COVID has come. So nowadays, no one looks down on OTT and satellite movies. 1 year back, தமிழ்ல சொல்றதுன்னா என்னப்பா நீ படம் தேட்டர்ல வராதா அப்படின்னு ஒரு நம்ம என்னதான் எவ்வளவு பெரிய படம் பண்ணாலும் people used to ask that. Now that taboo is gone now. So Netflix, in fact, Nibunan is sold for Netflix too. So I have a lot of confidence that this kind of movie is the next biggest thing. Only thing is the script has to be good, which I have made sure that we have.
Available at 5. Let's do a coffee chat with Krish and Aragu. I know you love talking, and I would like to hear from you too. We are actually running behind schedule. I'm sorry.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Thanks for
so much and good luck.
Spotlight. Thanks for the opportunity. Thanks, Krish. Thanks, Aragu.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good luck.
So our next startup is actually one of our main sponsors for this event, Askara, AMP Amalgamated Marketplace. They are a startup from Tamil Nadu, India, which is a co-retail ecosystem, first of its kind globally. I really like their concept. So let me bring Deepa and Rajesh. Rajesh is actually dialing from Coimbatore, and Deepa is local to US. Deepa and Rajesh, I know you want me to play the video first. Let me play the video, and then I'll
sorry, just a small correction. I'm dialing in from Singapore.
Oh, so sorry about that.
Yeah, that's okay.
Sorry about that. So it's like 4 a.m. for you then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me play the video first.
Sure. Funny, I can't hear the audio.
I know audio only.
Funny, there is no audio.
The users will be able to hear on the live stream, Deepa. We won't be able to hear, but on Facebook and YouTube, the viewers will be able to hear.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not audible even in YouTube, Pony.
Oh.
It's not audible in YouTube as well as Facebook.
Let me check. Can we pause it for a minute and then we can come back to this later? Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay, we can play the video at the end then. Okay, over to you, Deepa.
All right.
Deepak, maybe you can just summarize what the video is supposed to show us without the audio.
Oh, yeah, that's...
Why don't you just give a 30-second summary?
Sure, let me do that. Let me know when you can see my screen. Are you able to view it?
Not yet. Your screen is not coming up.
Yeah, I think Pony may need to.
Now it's coming up.
Go ahead.
Okay. Let me just start giving you an introduction about the company AMP, Amalgamated Marketplace. So basically, this is a core retail ecosystem, first of its kind globally. So what we really do is, all of us here are into retail business and in India, and we focus on Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. And what we have done so far, maybe I can share the video later on to see how our AMP locations look like, is more of, retail spaces supporting about 100 entrepreneurs so far, and we're continuing to support them and in the journey of targeting around 1,000 entrepreneurs by the end of 2023. I will come into the next few slides to talk about what we really do with AMP. To introduce Rajesh Kirti, he's a director, founder, and a CEO, and I look after the international business with a background coming in from Big Four, providing leadership to major projects across the globe. I was also working in the US for about 4 years and now in Singapore. Raja Iyer, Director Operations, he's also from a retail background. So together as a team, we have over 40 plus years of retail experience, pretty big ones. What we really do at AMP is basically, we identify potential locations on the high streets, and we do catchment surveys for about a 5 kilometer to 10 kilometer radius and understand the local demands and the consumer behavior there. And then we come up with a potential list of, the retail catalog as to what is needed for that specific community in that particular catchment. And then we'll propose the list of retail outlets that can come in, and also the investments that will be needed to bring in that retail store, and also provide a space within the location that we have identified. And then the next step, we make the retail store operational. So why AMP is different is because there is no fixed rental. We work on a revenue sharing basis, and we work on a shared manpower. What we really mean by shared manpower is that, when there are two different stores, one apparel and one cosmetic, for example. And when it is a non-peak hour, you don't need all the staff to be working there. You might need 1 FTE in each store, or even 0.5 FTE in each of the stores. So we shuffle the manpower, and throughout AMP locations, we have common manpowers employed with AMP. And then what we also provide is also the offline and online selling platform. When I say on offline platform, we have sales executives inside these locations, these potential buildings that we're talking about. They do cross-selling. So if somebody comes in to buy an apparel, we say, okay, there's a food court there, why don't you try? And we pay them incentives. They cross-sell the products internally. And in order to also be very competitive with the big giants, online giants, we also provide them with an online platform to sell. We also do shared marketing along with all the vending partners within the AMP location. We basically operate on two models here. So you might ask, why retail business? Why are we here into this conference here? So this is the core to it. We operate on two models. Let me first come to the FOFO model. In the FOFO model, what we really do is, we provide the retail space to the retailers or the initial entrepreneurs or people who have ideas or products. We assess them, and we also look into the catalog whether this particular location is suitable for them to start operating. And then we jointly execute the project plan, infrastructure. We support them on the infrastructure readiness, and we allow them to do the inventory management and run the store by themselves. And as part of the revenue sharing model, we don't collect the monthly rental. Instead, we work on a revenue sharing model. So especially during COVID-19, and this pandemic times, we can't expect them having a lot of revenue. Usually the infrastructure cost is very high, especially in India. And many of the bigger players have quit the retail business, and we are seeing news across, including very top brands, even they couldn't sustain. I think this model is quite beneficial for people running the store on a revenue sharing basis. What we here really is to propose the FOCO model, where it's more for entrepreneurs. When I wanted to be an entrepreneur, the first thing I was thinking about was, okay, I'm in a very secure job. Do I really need to take a risk of quitting my job and starting something new, and where my involvement is really required, and I cannot do dual jobs. I need to completely focus, and there's always risk associated to it. And what if it goes wrong? So we cater to that group of people, bringing in our expertise there. What we really do is, when we arrive, when we look out for the properties, and when we look out for retailers, we put in we publish the investment opportunities, especially around the product, brand, locations. And we just not promote the bigger brands. We also focus on, the small entrepreneurs who have a good quality brands. We have investments ranging from $13,000 to over $1 million. It ranges from, starting a small coffee shop. We have, for example, we have a brand called Copy Ready. You can look at our website, copyready.com, where we provide 4 legendary flavors of South Indian coffee, very specialized and picking up quite well, with 7 franchisees just in Coimbatore. To something like a gaming zone or theaters, or an entire AMP junction or an AMP station. So the investments could range as little as $13,000 to as big as $1 million, for different projects that we have in place. And what we also do is, based on the surveys, we do a very detailed catchment survey. So the survey basically, to give you an example, we do a survey as to, if we had, let's take this coffee shop. We all understand coffee. So if there is a coffee outlet here, if you're proposing a place, and we look for the circumferences, we at least make sure at least 2 kilometers away there is nothing, or at least 1 kilometer away there's no other coffee shop in place, and we know that this place is a potential location to start off. We also provide the P&L projections and detailed investments, and we also support on the inventory part of it. To give you an example, we have partnered with one of the manufacturers for apparel. With 5 lakhs deposit of inventory, we get 15 lakhs worth of apparel stock, and it's all branded. So this is just an example. Likewise, in every retail sector, we have a very good network and tie-up with sourcing the inventory as well. What we do in the FOCO model is that we collect the investment from the investor. We take care of the retail store. we set up the retail store, we keep it operational, we manage the manpower, and we give a live access to the store. You can access via a camera. The CCTV camera can be accessed anywhere, and we also give a live ERP financial tool. It's quite exhaustive, and it even does predictive analysis. It's quite good what we use at AMP. As soon as a sale is made, the person can look into the mobile and see, okay, there was a sale made. And what we also do in the FOCO model is that, we share the revenue on the turnover and not on the profit. And we guarantee minimal returns based on the investments and the vertical that's been invested in. In the FOCO model, the investor doesn't share the loss. They only share the turnover, percentage in the turnover, and the percentage varies with different verticals. This is completely managed by AMP, and the investor just sits back, just looks at the store and looks at the ERP. And whenever this person is ready to come in and take over as an entrepreneur, is welcome to do so. This reduces the risk of an entrepreneur as such. So why invest and partner with AMP? First of all, as I told you, break the fear of being the first-time entrepreneur. We have the knowledge and expertise. For example, Rajesh, who joined with me here today, has the experience of setting up Reliance stores, and he was a 5th employee in South India, and he was heading the South India region. He has experiences with KFC and a lot of Taco Bell and so on, and Staples also. Yeah, Rajesh, sorry if I missed any more. And also, the transparency of that we provide, especially the access to the store and the ERP, is something really good. And what we also do is create and expand the brand. Say, for example, you start a retail outlet with us in Coimbatore, and we expand it to Madurai, Trichy, or Erode, or whatsoever. We carry the brand. So whenever we say, okay, there is a apparel outlet needed, we try to expand the brand that are already associated with us rather than calling in for the new brands. And we also support them, in expanding their business by bringing in the franchising model and allowing franchisees and managing that for them. As I told you, in the FOCO model, we provide assured return on the turnover and not on the profits. And the investor doesn't share the loss on the FOCO model. And we efficiently manage the inventory and waste management. And what we also have done is, we have partnered with a legal firm to support an audit and legal advice, especially the FDIs and others. What I have here, I'm not going to go through in detail, but I'll be, Puni, if there is a way to share this, I would be willing to share. It's quite detailed and exhaustive. So this legally talks about, how you could be associated with us and what are the pros, cons, and the details of, repatriating the money back into the US, or do you want to have that money in India. As an example, one of our investors from the US wanted to invest only because, he was sending regular money to his parents monthly. Instead, he wanted to start a business and all the income from that business go to his parents. And, his ROA was about in 24 months. And that was quite a good deal for him. And we also have big investors, who had started an LLP in India. We had facilitated in supporting in starting up this company, and then they have associated with us, so that they can repatriate the money back into the US.
Sorry to interrupt. In interest of time, where are you in the journey right now? How far have you come along? And where are you, and what's the ask?
Yeah, sure. So to let you know, this is a glimpse of what the locations look like. So we are already operating in 3 locations, and we are also coming up with this one. This location here is our flagship with 40,000 square feet, opening up shortly, October 18th, and this one also opening October 18th, and this one is operated September. Yeah, and where we are looking at going to is, right now we have. Sorry.
Can I just add on, Deepa?
Yeah, go ahead, Rajesh.
Yeah. So currently we are working on the seed funding by the investors, by myself, Deepa, and Mr. Raja Iyer. So we are now we have invested close to about 3 crore of INR, and we are looking for Series A of 2 million US dollars for next expansion in Tier 2 and 3 cities near around Coimbatore. Yeah, continue, Deepa. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're targeting more of, Erode, Pollachi. Yeah, it's a lot of potential, and this model has worked out very, very successfully for us. And, especially during this COVID times, it's worked out very well for us. And if it worked so well for us in the COVID times, we are very positive about what this could get to in the future.
All right.
Thank you. You're ready with your video. Should I play? Just keeping the
Yes.
time in mind. Ram, can
Yes,
you
Pune.
please play the video?
Global lockdown caused by the COVID-19 pandemic has severely hit several businesses all over the world, and the retail industry is not an exception. Even well-established brands aren't immune to this big blow, and needless to say, every retailer, irrespective how big or small, are looking to make a comeback.
I've identified 3 challenges in any retail format today. One would be high rental, 2, high manpower cost, 3rd, high marketing budget, and 4th, a threat from e-commerce sites for the offline stores. So I identified these challenges, and that's how we came up with the concept called AMP, or you can call it as an ecosystem for all the vendors and the consumers.
The following are AMP's solutions to tackle the 4 major challenges of retailers. Number 1 is high rentals.
Ram, I think the video is stopped. Okay, so Deepa, I will play the video right after the show and before we end. Is that okay?
Sure. But do you have any other questions?
No, thank you. Good concept.
Yeah. So we would be sharing our contact details, and we would like to go in for individual consultation if anybody is interested. And going forward, we will be publishing our retail opportunities to ATEA members, and support us in this. And thank you for the opportunity for sponsoring this event.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Deepa and Rajesh. Good luck. I'm sure there are a lot of folks looking forward to have the information. We will share it on our website and Facebook and YouTube. Thank you so much and good luck.
Thank you.